chlorophyll is cool. It's the basis of all life. And without it, we wouldn't have this fantastic atmosphere. Without it, our planet would be a lot more, well, tumbleweed. If you zoom right out and look at the Earth from space, using your special binoculars, it's blue, yes, but it's also really, really green. As green as a pea on a plate. And all that green is chlorophyll. Now, chlorophyll wasn't just kicking around waiting to become the basis of all life. Chlorophyll has to be made in a complex series of chemical reactions called the chlorophyll biosynthetic pathway. Every chemical reaction along the chlorophyll biosynthetic pathway has an enzyme to assist it. Now I think of this as a bit like how gravity helps us aerialists do what we do. Stay with me here. If I take the raw ingredients of this rope and my extremely muscular body, and I put them together in this combination, then add a little gravity enzyme, this is what happens. Enzymes assist the process by putting everything together in the right place at the right time. Now, let's zoom back in again to the very beginning of the chlorophyll biosynthetic pathway. Stop it. Or what we like to call the basis of all life. Stop with the drama. Life begins with a Magnesium Ion. Turns out it's not God after all. He, she, they do not exist. Life begins when a Magnesium Ion is inserted into a porphyrin molecule to make protoporphyrin 9. This innocent, squeaky-voiced little is the basis of all life!
But what about me?
You don't exist! Now piss off, you're ruining my show. Where was I? This is a really difficult and inefficient process. And nature only worked out how to do this once. It's a unique combination. Before chlorophyll, life happened in a reducing atmosphere. But with photosynthesis, oxygen suddenly filled the air, killing everything off dead in the first great extinction event. This magic reaction that created something different has only been worked out once. It really is magic. Now, once the magnesium ion is inside the porphyrin molecule, it has to be held very, very carefully to prevent it absorbing light and producing radical oxygen, which we all know from our beauty products is really bad. This would damage the cell, ruining the whole shebang. It also has to go on to make chlorophyll. There's no going back. And just like how without gravity that last aerial trick wouldn't have happened, without an enzyme, this chemical reaction wouldn't happen. The enzyme involved is magnesium chelatase. Stop it. Magnesium from the metal it works with, chelatase from the Greek to capture. The enzyme helps the porphyrin capture the magnesium. Now, not much was previously known about magnesium chelatase, although it had been studied a lot. Particularly, we didn't know where the porphyrin bound inside the enzyme or how the magnesium ion got there. So it was time for some structure function analysis. It's really juicy, that, isn't it? Really rolls around your tongue. The joy of structure function analysis. In biology, everything is based on shape. If you can see the structure, you can work out what it does. Just like an aerial. If you can see the wrap that I'm doing, and the position of my body, you can work out exactly what's about to happen. Images were gained of magnesium chelatase. We could see its structure, but we still couldn't see where the porphyrin bound inside it. A different approach was needed. It was time for a bit of virtual reality. Computational docking was used. Now, I don't really know what that is. Apparently, you give the computer your enzyme structure and its cargo, which is porphyrin, and you ask it where it sits inside of it. While the computer did that, I went off and had a good time on my rope. Whee! Whee! The computer came back with an answer, which then needed testing. We used genetic modifications to test our theories and rack up loads of experiments, introducing mutations to test the theory. So, what is the structure? Porphyrin is a ring-shaped molecule, and inside of it there are two dangly bits. These are sticky. They are there to glue the porphyrin into the enzyme. Once it's in place, there are two bits that point from the outside world all the way into the centre of the porphyrin ring. Like they are there for something to be put into. Like they are waiting for something to arrive. Something like a magnesium ion, perhaps? One of them points from the bottom and one from the top. This is where we did all of our mutations. Now, when we mutated the bottom one, absolutely nothing happened. When we mutated the top one, it killed the protein instantly. Dead. That's how we knew it was quite important. We still needed more evidence, so we sent a crystallographer in to have a good look around. And she said she could see a channel that led directly from the centre of the porphyrin ring all the way to the outside world. A channel that the magnesium ion could enter through. It could slide in and take its place. So, bearing in mind that even in science there are no absolute truths, this is what we now think happens in the dance of porphyrin and magnesium. Or, how I like to think about it, how to seduce a magnesium ion. The enzyme is floating around in the cell. The porphyrin molecule comes along and it takes its time to slide into place. Once it's there, the magnesium ion approaches. Come on. Come on. In order for the magnesium ion to get into the cell, the enzyme burns a load of cellular energy. Basically, having a big extravagant party with some of its friends to allow the magnesium ion to slide into place. Once it's there, in the middle of this blaze of glory, it's transformed. And magnesium protoporphyrin 9 is released. The beginning of new life. The enzyme, never satiated, floats off to do it all again.